funds from bank accounts island-wide. JLP councillor crosses floor to PNP side in Clarendon. And in sport, Tottenham signed Romania defender for £25 million. The news today is brought to you courtesy of NRP Radio, reaching you where you are. No boundaries, no limitations.
Four Seasons Sports and Equipment, the Sports Closet, now located at shop number 3, Leaders Plaza, Nashville, Mandeville, Manchester. Call them today at 876-613-7429. Cellular phone 876-363-8323 or 876-546-0630. Yes, you asked for it and now you got it. Four Seasons Sports and Equipment. Shop with us for a wide range of sporting goods and equipment. It's Four Seasons Sports and Equipment. Sports Closet, you'll never go asking for anymore.
And now the details of the news. Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, Paula Llewellyn, has issued a ruling in the matter pertaining to National Water Commission NWC President Mark Barnett. The ruling dated January 10, 2024, relates to an Integrity Commission investigation last year, which was conducted into allegations of irregularities in the approval processes, which led to the construction of a residential development located at 11 Charlemont Drive, Kingston. Leon Nash reports.
The Commission's Director of Investigation, Kevin Stevenson, had referred his report of investigation to the DPP for appropriate action in keeping with the provisions of the Integrity Commission Act (ICA). In his findings at the time, the IC's Director of Investigation included that building, planning, and environmental permits required for the construction of a development consisting of 12 one-bedroom units at the opposite Andrew premises were issued by the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation and the National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA, to Barnett and his wife, attorney-at-law Arnett Francis Barnett. Stevenson, in his report, concluded that Barnett and his wife breached the building, planning, and environmental permits which were issued by the KSAMC and NEPA for the development. He said his conclusion was premised on the fact that the referenced development consists of 6 two-bedroom units and 6 three-bedroom units instead of 12 one-bedroom units. The DI also concluded that there was a clear intention on the part of Mr. Barnett and Mrs. Barnett to contravene the terms of the building and planning permit which was issued by the KSAMC. The report cited a clause which indicated that the Barnetts would retain ownership of 2 bedroom units and 2 three-bedroom units. Mr. Stevens said it was clear that it would be a practical impossibility for the developer to have complied with both of the reference clauses. In his recommendation, Stevenson called on the KSAMC to take action against the Barnetts and the developer Philip Smith for breaching the building permit which was granted for the development. However, in her January 10 ruling, the DPP said, under the ICA, the Commission's Director of Corruption Prosecution has no jurisdiction in the matter. She said though the allegations support the laying of criminal charges against the Barnetts, the initiation of the prosecution is time sensitive as it was done outside the prescribed 12 months following the identifying and investigation of the breach in December 2020. In light of this, the DPP advised that criminal action was now statute barred and no prosecution can be undertaken. Meanwhile, in her ruling, the DPP has also indicated that it would be in the remit of the KSMAC to determine, consequent upon the result of this administrative review, to issue an invitation to the JCF to conduct its own investigations into possible breaches of the Building Act by the Barnetts. Leon Nash reporting for NRP News.
Thank you, Leon. A call has been made for immediate and comprehensive action to be taken following the growing concerns over unauthorized financial transactions and missing funds from bank accounts across various institutions in Jamaica. The appeal comes from Shadow Minister of Science, Technology, Innovation and Entrepreneurship, Dr. Andre Horton. In a release to the media, Mr. Houghton says the issues are urgent and banks should ensure compensation and remuneration for affected individuals. He added that the recent incidents involving fraud at local banks have raised the serious concerns about the security of Jamaica's banking systems and highlights the pressing need for a thorough investigation and decisive measures to prevent such occurrence in the future. Dr. Hartney is urging relevant authorities, including regulatory bodies and law enforcement agencies, to launch a swift and thorough investigation into these security breaches. He noted that enhanced cybersecurity measures are needed to bolster the security of the country's financial infrastructure, including leveraging the expertise of cybersecurity professionals and employing cutting edge technologies to protect against emerging threats. Calling on financial institutions to be clear and transparent in communicating with affected customers, Dr. Houghton stressed the importance of keeping the public informed about the steps being taken to resolve these issues and prevent future security breaches. Meanwhile, the shadow spokesman appealed to financial institutions to expedite the resolution process for affected individuals to ensure a swift and fair redress for those who have experienced financial losses. Dr. Houghton underscored the need for robust government oversight and regulation to ensure that financial institutions adhere to cybersecurity standards. He said regular audits and assessments should be conducted to identify vulnerabilities and implement necessary improvements. In a significant development in North Central Clarendon today, Councillor Romaine Morris of the Mucko Division has officially crossed the floor to sit with the People's National Party (PNP) caucus at the Clarendon Municipal Corporation. In a release, the constituency executive, chaired by Dr. Ajay Dixon, welcomed this decision and thanked Councillor Morris for joining the People's Campaign. The release today said the move by the councillor followed several rounds of discussions intensifying local government election campaign in the Mucko Division. Cian Barnswell, the councillor for the Hayes Division and minority leader in the Clarendon Municipal, spoke to NRP News following the announcement at the monthly meeting today.
The dynamics of it is something which we looked at. And I think that's a great move. Romaine is somebody who I've known since 2015, and he had no indication that he would have become councillor. But he was more of a community person, a youngster who gets involved in community development and activities. And the opportunity arose and he ran on the JLP ticket and became councillor. But nevertheless, he has been working for the people, for the youth, the elderly alike. He's somebody who has talent, somebody who going places, is a councillor that the local government fraternity needs at this time. And when we say talent, we don't let it go to waste, but to try and harness it, mentor him, monitor him, manage him, and that's what we'll be doing with Romaine as a member of the People's National Party, with the intent of representing us in the upcoming local government election.
And Mr. Barnswell says the PNP team in North Central constituency and the Mucko Division took all things into consideration before accepting the application of the former JLP councillor.
The dynamics of it is something which we looked at. Romaine is from a PNP family background. And as I said before, opportunity arose where the JLP didn't have a suitable candidate at the time to represent them in the Mucko Division. And he was approached and he take on the offer. He accepted the offer. So for him to come on board with us, we have been working quite closely inside here in the municipal corporation. He's not a hostile person or a rabid labourite, you would say. So we welcome him. And as I said, the youthful exuberance at times would have the better of him. But being with us as experienced as we are, we'll be able to mentor him and make him into a very good local government representative.
C.N. Barneswell, the councillor for the Hayes Division and minority leader in the Clarendon municipality. With less than a month remaining to complete data collection for the 2023 Jamaica National Crime Victimization Survey, JNCVS, the Statistical Institute of Jamaica, Stating, is encouraging citizens to cooperate with interviewers when they visit. The survey, which got underway on November 1, 2023, will last until the end of January 2024. It is designed to examine the experience of crime from the perspective of the individual, thereby expanding the information that would otherwise be only available from police statistics. Head of the Special Projects Unit, Statin, Philon Mantok, during a recent interview with JIS News, said the information gathering has been a challenge, thus the appeal to householders. The 2023 JNCVS will capture information relating to persons 16 years and older who are usual residents of Jamaica and living in private dwelling units at the time of the survey. Ms. Mantok assured citizens that the information shared will be kept confidential, as interviewers have signed an oath of secrecy. She also pointed out that all interviewers are given an identification card, and persons may contact Stating to verify whether an individual is working on the survey. The Kingston Western Proactive Investigation Unit arrested a would-be scammer in connection with an ongoing scam operation that has affected several individuals despite repeated warnings and public education efforts. The police commenced an investigation into an incident involving the owner of a hotel in Portland, which occurred between January 9 and 10. The businessman was approached by the imposter, claiming to be the assistant of Minister Daryl Vaz, and later identifying as Mr. Reynolds, a customs officer. The imposter offered the complainant an opportunity to purchase two 2019 Toyota Prado motor vehicles, asking for a payment of JMD 2.5 million for custom duty and storage fees. The businessman subsequently consulted Minister Vaz to confirm the fraudulent nature of the scheme. Consequently, a sting operation was conducted. This operation successfully led to the arrest of a 31-year-old auto mechanic from Juxhall, St. Anne, when he attempted to collect the money. The suspect is being detained at the Denham Town lockup for obtaining money by false pretense, as the investigation progresses to determine the full scope of this fraudulent operation. The JCF says it's committed to combating these deceitful practices and ensuring the safety and security of the public, and continues to advise the public to exercise caution and vigilance. An unidentified man died of injuries he sustained in a hit-and-run accident on the Juxhall Main Road in St. Anne on Wednesday, January 10. Reports from the Outerius police are that at about 11:45 p.m., the man was attempting to cross the road when he was hit by a motor vehicle that did not stop. He was taken to hospital where death was confirmed. Investigations continue. A St. Catherine man has been arrested and charged with 2 counts of robbery with aggravation, possession of a prohibited weapon, and using a weapon to commit a felony, following 2 separate incidents in Spring Gully District, Linstead, St. Catherine. Charged is 22-year-old Ricardo Davey, a construction worker of Rodney Hall Road, Linstead, St. Catherine. The first incident occurred on Tuesday, December 26, 2023, about 11:05 p.m. The accused, who was armed with a firearm, held up and robbed the complainant of his 2 LG cellular phones, valued at JMD $25,000 each, and fled the area on foot. The second incident occurred on Wednesday, December 27, 2023, about midnight. The complainant was along the roadway when Davey approached him. It is reported that the accused, who was armed with a firearm, held up and robbed him of his iPhone 6 cellular phone, valued at JMD $40,000, and fled the area on foot. Investigations led to the arrest of Davy after he was positively identified by the complainants on an identification parade. He was subsequently charged in the presence of his attorney. The court date is being finalized. You are listening to news on NRP Radio, your primary Christian source for news, sports, and the weather on nrpmediaja.com, reaching you where you are. No boundaries, no limitations. And now let's get you some sporting information brought to you by Hepburn's Glass, located at 13 Chisholm Avenue in Kingston.
Hepburn's Glass Supplies is the latest trend-setting supplier of glass and mirrors in the industry. We specialize in tinted and clear glasses, as well as mirrors for all your windows, doors, and closets at very competitive prices. To maximize your shopping experience, we stock 316 and 1/8 mirror thickness and 316 and quarter thickness in our entire stock of float glasses. We have in stock gloves, cutters, and suction cups at unbeatable prices. Our customer service is second to none with same-day cutting for your specific measurements. Visit our office at 13 Chisholm Avenue, Kingston 13. Call us at 9080962 or email hepburn.glass@gmail.com. Hepburn's Glass, quality service is our priority.
And now for our sports stories. On to football. The under-20 Reggae Boys commenced training camp today at the UWIJFF Captain Horace Burrell Technical Center. Following today's activities, the team will play 3 friendlies in Trinidad and Tobago, 2 against Trinidad and Tobago and 1 against the club. Speaking to journalists, team coach John Wall said the training was another assessment ground and he only hopes the team will show their true potential as is expected. Tottenham have signed Romania defender Radu Dragutin from Italian side Genoa for £25 million. The 21-year-old Dragutin becomes the club's second signing off the January window after Germany forward Timo Werner joined on loan from RB Leipzig. The Romania international, who has 13 senior caps, started all 22 of Serie aside Genoa's matches this season. Spurs defender Jed Spence has joined Genoa on loan for the rest of the season as part of the deal. That's sports in our NRP Evening News Roundup, brought to you by Hepburn's Glass, located at 13 Chisholm Avenue in Kingston. We promise to bring you a good news story as often as we can. If you know of or are aware of any event or person whose good story we should highlight, please send this information to our email address at nationalreligiousmediaja@gmail.com or call 876-336-9928. That's the local news and sports. Stand by now for the latest international news, courtesy of the Voice of America.
This is VOA News. I'm Tommy McNeil. The United Nations top court has opened hearings on the allegation that Israel is committing genocide in Gaza. AP's Karen Shamas.
Everyone in the courtroom at the International Court of Justice was ordered to stand as a line of judges entered the big hall. The judges have opened 2 days of legal arguments in a case accusing Israel of genocide in its Gaza war. Israel rejects the allegation. In a statement after the case was filed last year, the Palestinian Authority urged the court to call on Israel to stop what it called its onslaught against the Palestinian people. Although it normally considers the UN and international tribunals unfair and biased, Israel has sent a strong legal team to defend its military operation in Gaza. I'm Karen Chamas.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken met with Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas to see governance reforms. It's part of a plan to rally the region behind a post-war vision for Gaza that includes concrete steps toward a Palestinian state. Blinken says he has secured commitment from multiple countries in the region to assist with rebuilding and governing Gaza after the war against Hamas, but only if there is a pathway to a Palestinian state. Finland's Interior Ministry confirmed Thursday the nation will extend the closure of its border with Russia by 4 weeks until February 11th. VOA's Jeff Custer.
Finland closed its border with Russia late last year in response to a growing inflow of asylum seekers, which it said was an orchestrated move by Moscow, a claim which the Kremlin denies. The border had been scheduled to reopen January 15th. But at a news conference in Helsinki Thursday, Finnish Interior Minister Mari Rautanen told reporters it is absolutely necessary to continue closing the eastern border, as authorities say the threat of Russia's influence still exists. The Finnish border guard reports some 900 asylum seekers from nations such as Kenya, Morocco, Pakistan, Somalia, Syria, and Yemen entered Finland from Russia in November.
VOA's Jeff Custer. This is VOA News.
That was the latest international news from the VOA. Now for the weather report and forecast. And just before we give you the weather report and forecast, let me update you to let you know that it is now 7 p.m. local time. The National Meteorological Service has indicated that there is a ridge and low-level jet stream across Jamaica. The ridge is expected to remain across the island for the next several days. Meanwhile, the low-level jet stream is expected to remain until tomorrow. In our 24-hour forecast, tonight, mainly fair. Tomorrow morning, expect partly cloudy conditions across eastern parishes, otherwise mainly sunny. Tomorrow afternoon will be partly cloudy across hilly areas, otherwise mainly sunny. Windy across the southern parishes. In the 3-day forecast after tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, isolated morning showers across eastern parishes, isolated afternoon showers across hilly areas, partly cloudy otherwise. Monday, partly cloudy afternoon, windy across southern parishes. Other current regional weather features: a stationary front extending across the Bahamas. Minimum temperatures expected for Kingston tonight, 24 degrees Celsius. Minimum temperatures expected for Montego Bay tonight, 23 degrees Celsius. That is the latest weather report and forecast in the NRP Evening News Roundup. With that, we have come to the end of our news presentation this evening. But before we go, here are the headlines once again. Ruling in the matter pertaining to National Water Commission, NWC President Mark Barnett. Opposition calls for immediate and comprehensive action for unauthorized financial transactions and missing funds from bank accounts island-wide. JLP councillor crosses floor to PNP side in Clarendon. And in sport, Tottenham signed Romania defender for £25 million. The full package of news today came to you courtesy of NRP Radio, reaching you where you are. No boundaries and no limitations.
Celebrating 3 years since our inception, the NRP brand of radio and other social media platforms on Nrpmediaja is your newest online platform accessible for the promotion of your church and community activities along with news and sports related information. It's the platform you have been longing for. So call us today at 876-336-9928 or email us at nationalreligiousmedia@gmail.com.
NRP Media and Radio, reaching you where you are. No boundaries, no limitations.
Here is your invitation to join us again tomorrow morning at 6:30 for the NRP Break of Day newscast. Join this growing medium. Feel fulfilled and informed. I am Lou Ann Bramwell Shakes for the NRP News. Have a good rest of your evening and remember to drive with other road users in mind. And for your own and family's sake, please stay safe.